Okay, now I'm going to show you how to split up the pants and upload them into the game. And the pants are probably the most tricky of the avatar clothing items because it needs to be split up into three parts: the left leg, the right leg, and then what's called the pivot in the center, which is basically the avatar's crotch. And the reason that we do it that way is, I'll show you in a minute, when the avatar is walking and their legs are spread apart, you'll notice a split right here, and if you don't have that pivot part, then it kind of leaves like an ugly gap and it just looks really sloppy. So you even like it's never going to be perfect, but if you zoom in enough right here, you can tell already that it's starting to that split is starting to show, and down here it gets a little bit sloppy, but as long as we do a good enough job that when it's zoomed out at the level that it is, in the gameplay, then people won't notice it anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to upload a pants item into the game. So let's go ahead and open up a pants template item. So we'll go to avatar items, pants, FLA, female pants 1. So this is already an existing item. I'm going to look at the library, go to the avatar item linkage, make a new layer, and now I'm going to bring in from Illustrator the actual asset that I want. So I'm just going to select that pants, copy, Control V and paste. Give it a second. So now it's just one single image, and what I need to do is split it up into three groups like I mentioned before. So the first step to doing that is to break it up into a graphic file that I could actually select and cut apart. So the way to do that is to just right click, go to break apart, or Control B, and you may have to do that again until you kind of get the polka dot style selection here. Now we have to split it up into the left leg, the right leg, and the pivot, and each one of those needs to be its own symbol. So I'm going to start by creating the pivot, and the pivot should only be the region of the pants, both left and right leg, that goes up to the crevice in between the two legs, so right up here. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste because we're creating a new symbol. And then for the left leg, we'll just divide it in half, left leg and right leg. Now before I actually convert these to symbols, I want to make sure that everything looks good when I test it on the skeleton avatar. So I'm going to start with the pivot, copy that, go into the skeleton, and just to show you again, this is this open skeleton file. Double click on the avatar. This is a female pants, so I'm going to go into the female avatar, click through until I get here. And the tricky part is that the pivot actually is part of the torso layer, and that's because we don't want the pivot moving like the rest of the legs do. So let's select the torso, double click it. You can see that there's a pivot placeholder movie clip right here. That's the one that we're going to actually go into, paste the pants that we had just copied, and we want it about right there, just enough so that it covers the waistline. Actually, I'm just going to put that on a new layer, and let's make note of that positioning: x0, y12. So that means we can save that for later. Now let's copy the left, sorry, this is the right pant. Where is it? Oops, sorry. Let's go back out a little bit. Let's go into the right upper leg layer. Double click that. And you can see that this is where the right pants go. So let's, if you notice that this is hidden, then you're gonna have to want to unhide it, and you want to go into the right leg instance, the right leg symbol here. So that's the one that you're gonna paste into and get the right position for. So we're in the correct symbol. Make a new layer. Just for make things easy, I'm gonna hide the shape underneath. And actually, you may even want to, before we do this, let's just go ahead and delete that. The old pants. Let's delete the old pants here too, because it's kind of getting in the way. Sorry. And that would be the left upper leg. This is the pants. Let's just delete that. It's getting in the way. Okay, so now that the old pants layers are removed, and we can really work with what we got here, so let's go back into the right upper leg symbol and reposition it to match the pivot that we just put in place. So there we have that. Looks like it's a little bit off by 1 pixel, so let's move it over. Still looks a little bit. Let's see. No, I'm just lining it up to make sure that. For some reason, this is just not lining up. Okay. Edges look good. Everything looks good there. So let's go ahead with the right leg. Sorry, the left leg. Go into the left upper leg. New layer again. Okay, and I'm gonna paste in the right leg here. Again, I'm just gonna zoom in